In this video, I'm going to go in depth into 10 big, huge problems with 55 plus communities. Now, you may think that retiring and moving to an active adult community is going to be like going to heaven, when in fact, moving to a 55 plus community could be a living hell for you. It may not be what you want to hear, but it's going to be the truth, so give me a thumbs up. In this video, I'm going to show you what's really going on behind the walls of some 55 plus communities. This is what you need to know to avoid the pitfalls that are costly. I don't want to crush your dreams of retirement. I just want you to know what's really going on with your eyes open. It may not be as perfect as the advertising brochure tries to sell you, but if you skip just one part of this video, and it could be number 3, number 5, or number 9, it doesn't matter which one you skip, it could be the reason that you have regret and are extremely unhappy with your retirement village. I want you to be successful, and I want you to have all of this information. I don't want you to have to do this again in 6 months or a year just because you're unhappy and you need to move again. So let's dig in. Now, people keep calling our office and emailing us about retirement and moving, and we absolutely love it. But I'm noticing a disturbing trend of people who have previously bought in 55 plus communities that are not so happy. You know, at first I thought this is just a handful of people, it's a fluke. And then I started getting more and more phone calls and more emails, and then people walking into our office who are really looking to move to a new town, a new retirement place. And I thought, this is really strange, because I always thought that 55 plus active living retirement communities were great. But as more and more people started telling me the same exact story over and over again, I thought, I've got to share this with you because it's the truth of what's really going on in the community. So I hope you're good with that. Now here's the 10 top reasons to avoid a 55 plus community unless you can deal with these facts. This is in descending order. Number 10. Smiling faces and friends. Now, most of these communities portray the image where everybody's friends and everybody's happy, and that's not the reality. There are some unsuspecting retirees that have bought a home only to find out exactly like going back to high school. You know, it's the same personalities except for they're older now. Some residents are cliquish, others like to fight, there's bullies, there's social exclusion, there's jockeying for positions of leadership in the community, while others are establishing groupies and just don't allow others in. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead, stand in line for your cheerleader tryouts. Number 9, you never see grumpy people on brochures. Now, people think that just moving into a 55 plus community, life is going to be perfect, only to find out that your next door neighbor is a real In a recent survey here on this channel, there were 281 people that replied. They moved into 55 plus communities from all around the nation, and this report revealed that 47% of them disliked at least one of their neighbors and were thinking about moving again. Now, why is this? Why? Because of weird vibes, creepy, their loudness, their rude behavior, or grumpy, or obnoxious, or negative, or angry. And I thought everyone was going to be happy, just like the brochure. But wow! Until I started hearing these stories over and over again, I didn't realize that some people actually have money and they're unhappy and they take the magic pill and buy a 55 plus house and move into the picture perfect community in order to fix their problems. Do you think that works? Well, in a close-knit community, a bad apple may not be a good mix. Guess what? If you're not happy now, moving into the community is not going to fix it. It could compound the problem in a close-knit community. Number 8. If you're going to be living around people who have too much time on their hands, watch out. Now look, there may be many activity coordinators that have structured classes or other activities, everything from pickleball to swimming. And there's some activity that you could be doing at any point in the day. But some people don't make that their choice. The nitpickers, the people that are all up in your business, the binocular man who knows when you left your driveway and why you left your house, is always wanting to know about someone else and what they're doing. You know the busybody who I'm talking about. They're retired and they make it their business to know someone else's business and what they're doing. Number 7, the monthly HOA payments. Now, using the amenities are all very exciting at first. Then, for whatever reason, you no longer find those things as interesting as you once did, yet the community is still attached to your home. But you're still required to make those additional monthly HOA payments even if you're not using those services. Now, I had one husband and wife who commented that they were leaving a community in Virginia just after a short time because they found that they did not use all the services and the fees just went up again. We had another couple from Florida who said that they used to go to dinners at the clubhouse, but they found that those people just wanted to get up all in their business, and they found that just going out to dinner at a regular restaurant was much more enjoyable. They came into our office, they moved to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they found this cost of living was much less and they could buy much more house. Number 6, HOA fee increases. Now, have you ever heard of an HOA going down? Just remember, there's no caps on HOA fees. They can and will keep going up. I'm just letting you know what other experiences have been from others inside baby boomers' paradise. Do you find this helpful so far? Go ahead and comment below if you do. Number 5, the rules and regulations. Now, before you buy, you want to be sure that you get a copy of the deed covenants, the meeting minutes, and the current budget before buying. Why? A, you need to know all the rules, like what is the size of a pet, the number of pets, the types of pets, the number of vehicles allowed, the types of vehicles allowed, golf carts, if children or grandchildren are allowed, and how long they can stay on the property, and the other rules and restrictions, and the fines that go along with them. B, meeting minutes. Are they talking about the nuisance in the neighborhood? Are they asking for additional cash call from you because they need more money for some home improvement or some improvement to the facilities? Is there any pending litigation in a community association or even in the neighborhood? You need to know. And C, the budget. Is the association flush with cash or are they going bankrupt? Who's in charge of the money? Where does it go? Okay, so our next stop is number 4 on the list. Number 4 is 55 plus is not a dating app. So if you think you're moving into a retirement community and you're going to meet the love of your life, keep reading the romance novels. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but the facts are that women in 55 plus communities are usually outnumbered 3 to 1. So there you go. So are the rumors true? Is it really as wild as the rumors say? Are there really gold diggers and gigolos and all kinds of transmitted diseases? I'm not going to comment on that, but you want to know moving into a 55 plus community is not a dating app. Number 3, retirement communities in the news. Now, I'm sure you've heard some of the worst about some of the communities in Florida and Arizona. So are there really drug rings and golf cart chop shops inside some residents' homes? You know, what other deviant activities are happening inside 55 plus communities anywhere in the USA? The fact is, there's crime everywhere in the nation. Now, just because it's a 55 plus community, it doesn't stop. You have the same issues. You know, you don't think there won't be problems, you know, both property crimes, domestic crimes, or violence, just because it's an adult community. There is no bubble around a gated community, an adult community, or any kind of community. Number 2, they say no one ever sees the developer after you buy and then you move in. Now, some say there are salespeople at the front desk of a community, they're all friendly and happy, and they'd love to sell you a place, just like a used car salesman. But then they have a reputation of being like Wizard of Oz, you know, the all-powerful and all-knowing, but never seen. So this brings me to number 1, and actually I have 2 number 1s, so there's a bonus. It's number 1A and B. So number 1A, politics. Now just understand, all residents don't support one political party. And I'm sure you've seen the headlines again in Florida and Arizona where there's a line drawn in the sand and neighbors have turned against neighbors and even some threats of violence. Now, alcohol usually doesn't help this. Now, considering that some of these active adult lifestyle communities have a 5 o'clock somewhere every single day, all the time. Which brings me to B, 1AB, second part of it, nonstop party fun. It is not. As a matter of fact, you know, if there are some that are starting on the retirement path that are ready to have fun with their life, only to find out that partying every single day gets old fast. So if you're located in one of those communities, I just want you to say that you already know this, that you can't turn that off, because in some communities, that's the main theme. You just can't get away from it. And I'm just saying. But not every retirement community is bad. And some 55 plus communities are great. And some active lifestyle communities are absolutely fantastic. But I want you to understand, there are alternatives to the 55 trap. There are communities that are not age restricted, yet have a laid back vibe, will take care of your grass cutting and everything on the outside of your home so you can do whatever you want to do for fun. There are communities that have fewer rules and restrictions. And I just want you to be sure before you go in with your eyes open, you're considering all of your options before making a big commitment. So the bottom line, if you're looking for a sugar coating here, you're in the wrong place, because my real estate team and I like to tell it like it is, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So when you work with one of my team members, at least by the end of the day, you're going to know if it's right for you or if it's not. Now, we're all here to help you avoid the pitfalls that are costly. I hope you have found this information helpful. See you in the next video.